Okay, well, how's everybody doing today? Or actually tonight? Welcome to another version of the Twilight Zone. If you don't know what the Twilight Zone is, look it up on YouTube. It's used to be an old television show about kind of strange realities that would happen. And this is about as strange a reality as it gets. And like I say, here we are, another night. Not one business is open. Nobody's walking around, nobody's talking to each other, and to me it's getting really, really weird. And it's starting to have an effect on everybody, even the people that aren't affected so financially that they're close to being living in the streets. It's starting to affect people that in every part of their lives and every part of the way. It's affecting me, and I'll give you an example of how it affects me, and how it's affecting me. The other night, my wife wanted me to get some birdseed for her parrot. I go to Petco, like just normally. Hey man, there's a Petco down the street. Go to the Petco, walk in, buy the birdseed off the shelf. No big deal. I do it all the time. I go to Petco and I can't get in the store. They're only taking online orders. You order online, they'll go into the store, they'll get it to you, and they'll hand it to you through the door. Yesterday I was at another restaurant. I was actually at restaurants. Forget restaurants. We don't have restaurants anymore. They're long since gone away. But I was at the grocery store. They asked me, "Are you going to pay with paper or are you going to pay with plastic?" I said, "Well, I'll pay with plastic." And they said, "Good, because we prefer plastic, right? Because we can wipe your card down. And if you use paper money, there's a greater chance that it could have a virus on it." So this is getting to the point where you can't even pay with paper money because it may have virus on it. So we are getting way off into, in my mind, a weird reality. I'm the last person in the world that likes to talk conspiracies. And the reason I'm the last person in the world that likes to talk conspiracies is because I spent a good part of my life living on a family farm in Nebraska with nothing to do for 8-10 hours a day, but listen to a tractor radio that mainly picked up people that were on the radio pushing conspiracy theories. So I listened to that stuff for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, because actually there was nothing else to listen to. And I did the whole thing. I bought the gold, I bought the silver. I figured the world was coming to an end. I even made a bunker. I had a bunker in the backyard. At the time we had a backhoe. I took the backhoe, built a big hole, put it in with the cinder block, and actually we had a bunker in our backyard because I was determined that the world was coming to an end and that we had to do something. We had to we had to stockpile supplies and all that kinds of stuff. So yeah, I've been there, but done that, went through all that. I think every piece of silver or every piece of gold that I ever bought ended up losing me money. It was just an absolute disaster. And practically everything that I ever heard on conspiracy radio, and it turned out to be not true. So really, I'm not a conspiratist. I don't believe in that stuff. Maybe it's like a thank you. I'm one person on the road and I get honked at. But I guess he's got a right to honk on me. I'm on the road, so sorry about that. So, anyway, yeah, this is getting to be a really weird reality that we're living in. It's starting to affect everybody mentally. I would say it's affecting even people that are doing well mentally, because their world is being changed in front of their very, very eyes. I got to say, one thing that's kind of probably something I never thought I'd say is I'm actually becoming a little bit of a Trump supporter. I mean, he's probably the only guy that's trying to put a positive spin on this and trying to talk about the other end of it, how it's actually going to, hopefully eventually end here pretty quick. So yeah, right now Trump is, to me, I'm like him about as much as I've ever liked him before, and I probably like him better than I like anybody else. So all those people who used to give me a hard time about Trump, I'm starting to get it on the Trump train now. I'm starting to get on the Trump wagon, because I do think he's trying to be a little bit positive, and he's trying to talk about positive things all the time and not negative things. I have a lot of fears. One of the fears I have is I think this is going to wipe out half of retail. I really, really honestly believe, and I've been in business all my life, that half these retail businesses are not going to come back from this. and that they're never going to open up again. Or if they're going to open up, they're going to open up with an incredible amount of debt that's not sustainable, that will eventually take them down to be a slow death. But I think a lot of these places will go under. I think a lot of people are going to lose their life savings. I think a lot of people are going to become very depressed. I think a lot of people are going to, it's going to cause a lot of problems in the world. It's going to cause a lot of divorce. It's going to cause a lot of problems. It's going to cause a lot of problems in the world. This is what's going on right now. And I'm not so sure that there wasn't a lot of overreaction. Nobody likes to see people die, and nobody likes to see people die in great numbers and everything. But for what it's going to cost the world in lost productivity, lost wealth, lost income, lost lives, lost years, and all this other stuff, and what it costs in lives, I don't know how you weigh and balance that. That's a tough thing, as in any position, to make a decision over. How do you weigh and balance those two? And I think Trump is trying to do that right now, and I think he's doing a pretty good job with it. So anyway, the world's changing. It's changing forever. I knew it was going this direction. I just didn't know we'd have some event that would bring it about this way. I knew retail was dying. I've known retail was dying since 1999, 2000. I knew that we had a lot of jobs that were probably going to go away, like cash register jobs, people that do checking at cash registers. I knew that we were going to probably lose a lot of retail, small retail stores that, have a storefront like this one right here, or this one right here, or this one over here, or this one over here, where they sell clothing here along the street. I figured most of those companies over the years, the little businesses, probably small businesses, because I don't see that they're national brands. They don't have names that look like they're recognizable. So maybe they have a chain of few stores, but probably not huge names. But they're probably going to go out of business. And there's going to be tons of those people go out of business. So retail is probably going to go away. We're going to live in more of a virtual world. We're not going to have as much retail as we had before. We're going to have a little bit more of a not so much of an open, free way of people interacting with each other. I think that's going to be forever changed. People are always going to be just a little bit, afraid to be around other people for whatever reason. I mean, they're already talking now. We got another one coming, and another one, and another one, and another one after this. So there's always going to be this feelings that you can't be around too many people at one time. So yeah, this is all going one direction, and I think the direction is we're moving to more of a virtual world, which is why we got into cryptocurrency, which is why we established this challenge application, and why we bought Bitcoin, and why we did everything else, because we saw money was going to digital money, and it was going to stop being paper money. And I saw that the other day at the store. They didn't want my paper money. They told me my paper money had a virus, could possibly have a virus with it. Now, when we get into the point, I mean, it's got viruses with it. The viruses are really the virus of being debt money, a debt instrument that will never be paid off. But it's literally now become a physical virus, where they don't want to take it because somebody might have sneezed and had a dollar bill in their hand, and when they sneezed, the dollar bill got sneezed on, and it could be carrying coronavirus. I mean, this is literally the thinking that's going on right now. And I mean, I don't even know how far you go with this stuff. It's like I'm in the grocery store last night, and it's like you can't stand too close to anybody. Everybody's got to have a mask on. Everybody's got to have gloves on. And now it's now like everybody's like freaked out, because you actually have people handling product that may not have a glove on. So maybe I take my glove off for a second because, it's my hand is, for whatever reason, itches, or I need to take it off because the glove isn't fitting properly or something like that. And I reach in and I grab a gallon of milk, and then I put it back in. Guess what? I just transferred the virus to the milk, and now the next person that comes along, is in danger. This is the kind of mentality we're living in right now. I mean, 6 months ago, we didn't have this. A year ago, we didn't have this. Today, we have this thing where people are literally scared to be out in the streets and they're scared to pick up a product in the store. I mean, where's this going? I don't know. This is kind of the weirdest thing. Like I say, I've never been a conspirator theorist, but if I am, this is the perfect conspiracy. This weird altered reality that we've lived in that's been shoved on us in just a matter of weeks. And this doom and gloom thing that I've never heard before. I mean, believe me, I grew up in a family of doomers and gloomers. I grew up in a family of farmers where every day the Chicken Little, the sky was falling in. It was bad weather. It was storms. It was hailstorms. It was windstorms. It was freezing. It was too much rain, too little rain, everything like that. Every single day there was a problem. There was something going on. So yeah, I understood the doom and gloom thing. That was basically my whole life, doom and gloom. But this doom and gloom that's going on right now is beyond any doom and gloom that I've ever seen. And like most people know that watch this channel, I'm almost 60 years old. So it's not like I fell out of bed yesterday. I've been around for a few years and seen a few things happen. And usually people, when they talk doom and gloom, it's usually kind of tongue-in-cheek, and they know things aren't as bad as they usually say they are. But they just kind of say it because it makes them feel good, and it makes them feel like, yeah, things aren't very good, and I get to complain about it. But this is reality. This is really, really happening. And the other thing is, I've never seen things I've never seen something that was this changing, or I've never seen anything that had this dramatic of an effect on so many lives happen so quickly. So it wasn't like this was just a slow happening over weeks or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks or 5 weeks or maybe 6 months or a year. I mean, this I think the virus was discovered in China in 1990. I mean, last year, December last year. Here we are, we're in April, and we really literally got the world shut down. So in a few months, from the time of discovery to the time that we shut down the world, we did about 3-4 months. Did it? I mean, and this is at the speed they've done this is crazy, and I really think that people need to put a little bit of reality back in their minds again, and not be so overly scared and overly protective. I think you could probably go out and walk along the beach and be all right. I mean, right now they got the beaches closed. You'll go figure that. I heard somebody here on our local, I don't watch local TV because I don't watch TV, but I watch YouTube, and I saw somebody in the local area go on about how the virus could somehow be aerosoled in the ocean. Now that is absolutely craziness, and anybody that's buying into that kind of stuff needs to kind of realize that we've got a lot of people out there that are, for whatever reason, they want to be heard. They're trying to get a message out, but whatever they're trying to do, they're trying to sell some idea or something like that. You got to be careful, because this is craziness. The virus is not in the ocean. There's no way we should be shutting down these beaches. When you're out on the beach, there's plenty of waves coming in. There's plenty of breeze coming in. There's plenty of area for people to walk along the beach and not be close to one another. And to close down a beach for this tells me that the people that are in control, that are making these decisions, have gone too far. If you agree with me or if you don't agree with me, it's gone too far. And at that point, things need to be rolled back. And that's what I'm hoping Donald Trump's doing, as he's kind of rolling this thing back, because it's gone way too far. When they literally are closing down beaches because of a flu virus. We live along the beach. We live within a few blocks of the beach, and I go to the beach almost every day. In fact, I just walked along the beach tonight to make this video. I rarely ever, see more than a few people together on the beach. Most of the time, people are walking the beach, or they're surfing, or they're playing volleyball, or they're, maybe they're sunbathing. But I never go down to the beach and see more than maybe 4 or 5 people together at a time. That's it. I don't ever go down to see 50 or 100 people at the beach. Never, unless they have some sort of surfing event, or they have, a baptism or whatever that they do down there. But I never, ever have ever seen groups or hordes of people at the beach, unless it's a 4th of July, and if it's 4th of July and we had this thing going on, I think maybe they'd have a case, then maybe, hey, you shut down the beaches. But to shut down the beaches on a day like today, it's raining, it's cold, nobody's in the water because, it's cold, and they got the beaches shut down. This is crazy. We are a tourist town. People come to Carlsbad to go to the beach. They come to Carlsbad to go down the stairs, walk down along the beach, and put their feet in the water. And a lot of times, all they really do is just wade along the beach. They don't even surf. They don't go out and swim. Maybe they get up to a waist. Maybe they get up to their chest. They get in the water a little bit. We live in an area where the water's really not that warm. It's beautiful waves. It's great for surfing, but you got to have a wetsuit most of the year. So it's not like, you're in danger for being out there and having people all over you. But they got the beaches shut down. It's incredible. They got the beaches shut down. But I like to be kind of a positive person, even though sometimes things are kind of negative. So I do believe that cryptocurrencies are going to be definitely of interest for a lot of people right now. And I think another reason why I think cryptocurrencies are going to be of a big interest right now is I think people are scared, people are worried, and people are looking for a way to get back some of the money that they're losing right now. Because a lot of people are losing a lot of money. If you're paying rents along like this street that I'm on around here, or you're paying $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month rent, they're losing a lot of money. Everything else is dried up and done. There's very few places where you can put your money right now and get a big return. Like I said the other day, I think I bought Bitcoin at about 62.50. I think today it's about 72.50. That's $1,000 in 1 week. That's a big return on a $6,000, $7,000 investment. That was a pretty good return in 1 week. So I think there's going to be a lot of people doing stuff like that. I used to be a penny stockbroker. When you did your best was when people were scared and they were looking for a way to overcome or get back something that they lost. In the years of high interest rates, and people were losing money because they had money in the bank or they had borrowed money and at a high interest rate, and they needed a way to cover that up or try to get that money back. They speculated big. They started realizing the only way I'm going to pay back a 25% loan is if I put it in something that makes me back 50%. So lo and behold, penny stock market. Penny stock market was a huge speculative gamble, but some days it was a huge payoff. I mean, I saw a lot of people double and triple their money in a single day. So I saw people put $5,000 in a penny stock, and 2 days later we sold it for $20,000, $25,000. That's the kind of things people do in times like this. I think you're going to see Bitcoin go up a lot, simply because we are going into a virtual world. We're going into virtual currency. I think you're going to see a lot of everything move online. We've already seen that with Amazon. You're going to see most of all retail die. It's just going to be dead. You're not going to have any retail places anymore. I don't know what's going to happen to commercial real estate, what people are going to do with these buildings. I guess we'll all do just like the Midwest. I mean, where I'm from, most buildings are falling apart. Nobody ever, when it moved from downtown to the mall, downtown fell apart. Then when it moved from to the mall to Amazon, the mall fell apart. And that's what we're seeing now. We're seeing virtually the reality of the future happen in a few months. We're seeing retail die. Jobs that used to be jobs where people, worked in stores and catered to people coming in to buy stuff is virtually being wiped out in a few months and will never be back. So we're looking at a virtual world. So online businesses, you know, that's going to be our future. That's what it's going to be. But it's kind of sad to see it go this way, and it's kind of sad to see it go this fast. And my biggest thing is everybody's lives are going to have to change. I'm not going to be able to walk down to the to the grocery store and get the bird seed anymore. That convenience is gone. I'm going to have to wait in line to get into the grocery store, or start buying my groceries online, which is what I think we're going to start doing. From now on, we're shopping online. We just, we'll just plan ahead. Everything gets bought online, And if I do buy something, we'll just make plans to buy it someplace where I can get it quickly, maybe even get it delivered to me. Maybe that's the kind of businesses that are really going to start to take off now. So anyway, kind of a long video, kind of my feelings about what's going on. I think we've gone way, way too far with this coronavirus thing. I hate seeing 10,000, 20,000 deaths in the United States, which is kind of where we're getting close to. But hopefully it's going to start leveling off. And instead of, me really being happy, because, the investments that I've made in the last few weeks have done very, very well. Instead of me sitting here and I'm just going, wow, man, I've done very, very well last few weeks. And I'm actually very sad about what's going on. I'm not happy. I should be happy because, like I say, I've been buying Bitcoin. In fact, I think I bought some Bitcoin for 5,000. The only time I really didn't buy Bitcoin during this last bunch of times was when it went down to 3,000. It went down to its very lowest. But I've been buying Bitcoin from 5,000 up, and I bought enough Bitcoin from 5,000 up to where I've made a significant gain. I've made a significant amount of money, and I should be super, super, super happy, but I'm not, because what I see is very disturbing to me. Because there are things more important in the world than money, and I think people should be more concerned about other people's lives and about how their futures are gonna finish out and how things are gonna happen. And I don't like what I'm seeing. I just don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like seeing a business that I know, because I used to have one. I used to have a business like this where I was a retail business where I had people walk in and buy things from me, and if I had days where people didn't show up, or I had people 0 days, I know how that feels, and I don't want other people to have to feel the same thing I felt. So anyway, long video, but once again, just my feelings. I do think things will turn around. I'm very hopeful Donald Trump becomes more of a voice in this. I think he's, the one thing you can say about Trump is no one tells him what to say. I think he pretty much does what he wants to do. He's had to kowtow a little bit because of these people that are the experts. And he's kind of had to let them direct things a little bit because of the medical or the pandemic, or the psychologist, psychiatrist, or whatever else that's going on. You got to kind of yield to those people a little bit because they actually understand the mechanics of these viruses and stuff like that. But I think at a certain point you just got to say, look, people die every day, and they're going to die every day no matter what we do. And you got to look at the big picture, and the big picture is if you don't stop this pretty quickly, and you don't get this psychology turned around, where people are so scared to even pick up a cucumber or a tomato or put their hand on a gallon of milk in a grocery store, we have gone too far. And I think that's where we're at right now. We've gone a little too far. I appreciate you watching.